Hello world, or should I say hello my patrons, my super nomies, and if you're watching this video and you're not one of them yet, you should have known that I streamed this Q&A live online for them to watch. I do 5 of these types of videos every week. 4 of them are currently exclusive to the patrons, aka my super nomies. It's easy for you to become one as well. To support our endeavors, for me to be able to do more for you, just head over to chrispirillo.com. Today's question was really one that I made up since no one really asked, but I'm guessing you're thinking it anyway because when I asked you, oh boy, did I get answers. The worst tech of 2014. And for the most part, when I asked this question, a lot of you responded with some kind of smartphone. But I believe that that's not necessarily the worst tech because it may have worked for you, a smartphone choice, and it may not have worked for you, and that's why you decided to say that that was the worst tech of 2014. But spoiler alert, the worst tech of 2014, I am going to say, is not anything related to a smartphone, at least not directly. I have a variety of choices. I'm going to speak to at least 2 of them that were related to the things that I went through in 2014. And one of them is really a part of a grander trend that you've heard me talk about before. I think the worst technology of 2014 has been crowdfunded. Honestly, even when these products eventually ship, if they eventually ship, I think I've got like 3 tech projects in waiting. Like I backed some kind of hardware that still is yet to ship. Yet to ship. Hello, live on YouTube. Not going back to edit this because I can't. I'm not try. I can't. Okay. Resetting myself, I'm getting a little agitated because that's the problem. You put money down on a good idea, and then when they ultimately release that product and it just does not match your expectations, you're disappointed. That's what makes it bad. And I can't think of a single technology-related, crowdfunded project in relation to hardware and or software that I was impressed with, that I put my own money on. I ended up getting an internet-enabled doorbell called a Skybell. It sucks. It's nasty, it's bad, it's stupid, don't waste your money. Now, they say they're working on a new version or whatever, but I've already, spent my money. I could return it and all that, but it's just like, you know what, I'm not going to connect it. It's a doorbell at this point. That's it. It's a fancy doorbell. That's it. Everything else has just been, bleh. That's the problem. Companies that have really good intentions, really good ideas, just don't have the ability to execute. It may take them a few generations to iterate long enough to be able to get you a product that's going to be worth spending your money on. So my big fail, to me, the big overarching fail of 2014 in relation to tech, biggest tech fail, is crowdfunded tech projects. Big fail. Huge fail. That's me. That's my perspective. That's my worst. What your worst might be could be completely different. In fact, I'd be surprised if it was different or wasn't different. You probably have a different answer than I do, and that's okay, because what's worst for me is not necessarily worst for you. I see over and over again a lot of pitches that come in to me through a variety of mechanisms saying, hey, we got this idea for a phone this, or a tablet that, or a smart home this, and all you have to do is just check us out on Kickstarter or Indiegogo or you name the crowdfunding platform. I'm like, no, I've been burned one too many times. No, I'll wait until something is shipped, until I have a chance to use it either myself or go to people who I trust for their take on one particular product or another, and then I may decide to invest my money. But until then, I see it all as a huge gamble. You're investing in the idea. You're investing in the belief that the person or team responsible for creating that particular thing is going to be able to do it. And I just have yet to see any type of outcome from any of that has proven me otherwise. And you know what? I'm not alone. A lot of people are saying this. And when I say a lot of people, people who I follow, people who I trust, and not just other people who might be producing content for people who love technology, but people in general, users, people. You and me. we're just average people, really. And the last thing I'd want you to do is just throw away your money. Honestly. So I just want to throw that huge caveat in there. I've been burned one too many times, and 2014 was just the tipping point for me. I'm like, no, this is just, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I can't. There's a lot of good stuff that I'll back, but, not something in relation to hardware or software. So the big tech fail for me is a crowdfunded piece of hardware, including every one of them that I crowdfunded. Every single one. Oh. I'm also going to go a step further, and this is really for the parental units in the community right now, and I know there are a few of you out there. Baby monitors suck. A lot of baby tech sucks. It's horrible. It's nasty. It's ripe for disruption. It all sucks. I cannot give you a word strong enough to explain the suckitude of baby technology, like, baby monitors or, health tools for babies. It's bad. It's horrible. The best baby monitor we could find is right here and right here. That's it. Everything else is just kind of like, well, yeah, this is just crap. So there you go. So for the families, baby monitors or baby technology, I think, is still a colossal failure. And crowdfunded tech projects, I think, are a colossal failure. I'm also going to go a step further and give another warning to people out there. It may seem like you're getting a bargain with an Android tablet for $25. I'd be very careful. Be very, very careful. Because you may not know what you're getting in more ways than one. Oh yeah, it's going to cost you $25. But you know what? If you just save a few more pennies, you could probably get a better experience from a known vendor, not an unknown vendor, who could be doing who knows what with that tablet, or have compromised you in a way that you wouldn't realize you were compromised, because the company exists, but nobody knows who they are. I'd be very careful about that. Insanely careful, because of what you're likely using that tablet for, and potentially revealing personal information or beyond. So cheap Android tablets are right now, for me, a no-go. Go with a known brand, a known entity, someone that you know has a presence. And honestly, I'm a fan, if nothing else, of what Google's trying to do with the Nexus line of products. Even previous gen Nexus 7 devices are pretty solid. So you don't have to spend a ton of money to get a good Android tablet experience. But I would recommend not going with a cheap Android tablet experience if you can help it, because you just don't know what you're jumping into. That's my opinion. That's my experience. That's my perspective. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. It's just my opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion. You're more than welcome to say your worst product of 2014. And if we disagree, hey, we disagree. We can have a conversation, and hopefully that'll be a healthy one. Because you know what, I don't ascribe my personal belief structure into technology. This is just my personal beliefs. That's it. I'm not judging you if you've decided differently at all. It's your choice. I'm not going to slam you any more than I'd slam you for your choice of coffee or beer or whatever you might eat or drink. It's down to you. It's your tastes. My perspective, my opinions, why I have to say that in every single technology video is a little beyond me, but I still have to do it because inevitably some people are only listening to the voice inside their head. I'm not here to reinforce your belief structure. I'm here to share mine. Those are my thoughts about the worst tech of 2014. Thanks for not asking the question, but thanks for participating. I'm going to be doing a few others in the coming week or weeks, some of which may very well be public, not just for the Supernomies. I want to cover the best game of the year from my perspective, the best tablet of the year from my perspective, best movie of the year from my perspective, best geek celebrity of the year from my perspective. So I don't just want to talk about the worst stuff anymore. I think this is the only worst one that I want to do. I want to talk about the best. What is best? Gold is best. That is best. Oh, hang on. Here's the topic stick. I'm beating it to death. Okay, I said everything I needed to say at this point in time. At this moment, I am going to leave you to your own devices.